Is it visible, sir?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Sir, Alok sir, we are ready. You just tell us when to start.
Sir, let's start because it's now 5 minutes left for one.
Okay.
So let me, sir, introduce you, sir, to the audience. So, audience, please join us again. So we have to start our next session. So I welcome uh, Sir Niladri Das. Sri Niladri Das did his B in Computer Science and Engineering from NIT Agartala and MTech in Computer Science and Engineering from VTU Karnataka. He is presently pursuing PhD in Department of IT Tripura University in the area of security using biometric techniques and cloud computing. He has 15 years of work experience in academic field. He is presently working as Scientist D and Joint Director at NILIT Agartala. He is academic and technical head of NILIT Agartala. His area of interest and work at NILIT Agartala is cybersecurity and cyber forensic. He has led and handled different capacity building projects in the field of information, electronics, and communication technology. He has acted as resource persons in different national level seminars and conferences. I welcome you, sir, for this session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So you can start, sir. Sir, you and Binay sir will together handle the session or one
Yes,
after?
sir. Yes, sir.
Together.
Together means we are planning like first 45 minutes I'll be presenting as
Okay.
we have got 1.5 hours. So the next 45 minutes will be handled by Binay.
Okay,
So
sir.
in first 45 minutes, mostly I'll be going through some basic concepts and some suggestions and tips to remain secured in the cyber world. And in the next half, for 45 minutes, Binay will be showing some practical things on how to secure ourselves.
Okay, sir. Then I will introduce Binay sir to the audience after you, sir. Sir, you start.
Okay, okay.
Sir, one thing before starting, that this 1.5
Yes, sir.
hour is just official timing. You may take your own time. That is no problem.
Okay, thank you, sir. I will see, sir, as it has been defined, we will be first of all concentrating my thing on 45 minutes and then Binoy's on 45. After that, if audience shows interest, we are ready to go ahead with the time. We don't have any problem. We are ready. So first of all, let us present, sir, 1.5 hour. If they find it interesting and any topics are left out, then we can definitely go ahead. We are free. No problem, sir. Is it visible, Binay?
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Okay. So,
Sir, visible,
good
visible,
afternoon,
sir.
all. Okay. Good afternoon, all. Thanks to IT department, Tripura University. I'm a student of IT department at this moment, and I'm thankful to all our professors for giving Nelly the opportunity to be a part of this workshop. And we are working in cybersecurity for quite some time. We will try to share our experience in the same given the time frame. And as discussed, if the audience allows us, we can go ahead with time, no issues, anything we can discuss over the security issues. So the plan for the day was like whatever we can cover, we don't know. Let us see how much we can achieve. First 15 minutes, let me discuss on the basic security concepts. As I can understand that the audience here, maximum of us are research scholars here or holding some eminent positions in institutes or universities. So to start with the basics, what I would like to say is let us start entering the cyber world, and the first thing that we need is we need a physical device, an electronic device. So how to have security of those devices? First of all, whenever we are buying or procuring any computing device, we should ensure that not only we are looking into the electronic or hardware capacity of the device, we should also see that the system is loaded with genuine operating systems, genuine antivirus softwares, firewalls. We should be able to see that it is protected by strong passwords, and we should also see that we are able to back up important files while working on the system, and we should be enabling the screensaver password once we are using a laptop or desktop. So this is the first thing that I would like to recommend all, that not only you look into the hardware capacity, the processor, the RAM, you should also concentrate on the software part also, that genuine softwares are being installed to protect us. Second thing, we got the hardware, we installed the operating system. Now we are going to connect to the internet. So cyber world is a beautiful world, and with a single click, we are connected to each other. As it is happening, you see that all of us are located across the globe at this moment, but we are connected and we are trying to discuss with each other. So the best part is we are connected to each other, and the worst part is also that if one of us get infected or injected, then all of us will in turn get infected. So this is the challenge, and we, the people in cyber world, we predict, we think, and we are trying that it does not happen, but we say that the next world war, if it happens, it will never be with guns and bullets. It will be only with the data breaches and injections through internet. So if we are keeping ourselves secured, we will be able to save our family, our organization, our state, our country as a whole, the world. So what are the basic security threats that comes on the way? We have heard a lot. Virus, it is a software program. I'm not going to explain it more. Trojans are a separate type of software programs who seem to be helpful at the beginning, but actually they will be stealing your personal information. So we should have some technology to stop that. Spyware, they track down your online activities and then try to, sometimes they do it for their analysis purpose, and sometimes they try to harm you also. So to save ourselves from these, what we should be doing, we should have an updated antivirus. And before we are looking into an updated antivirus, we should also see that our operating system is always updated. Auto update option is open, because in today's date, there is no issue with the data. We are having an opportunity, or we are connected, or we are loaded with a lot of data uploading and downloading facilities. So we should not stop auto update. We should always keep our auto update on, and then updated antivirus. And there are anti-spyware softwares also available. Those also we should be using. All of us are adults here. Definitely we have some of the other child at home. So what are the online risks for children? That also becomes our responsibility to look into. Cyberbullying, like one student studying in class 5th standard, and his friend is bullying him using the cyber world. So that can also happen. File sharing abuses, disturbing contents. What is happening? Once I come back home, my laptop, my tablet, everything is open to my child who is 9 years old, and suddenly if one of my friend passing through the office, and he has seen a badly devastated accident, and he clicks those photos and updates into the Facebook or some social media platform, and my system is open, and my old parents who are standing at an age of 70, or my child who is standing at an age of 8 to 10, so they come across and they got shocked. So we should be very, very careful while using our social networking, uploading photos in the Facebook or Instagram or some other locations, that what is the disturbing content. We should be able to understand the definition of disturbing content, because we should not be exposing sensitive people towards the same. File sharing abuses, you have clicked a private photo of yours, you kept your mobile open, and your child is sharing it in the story or in the Facebook. It has happened a couple of weeks back. It was a mistake on one of our colleagues. Accidentally she kept her system open and laptop mobile open, and her son has shared the question paper of the next day morning, internal question paper in the a part of it in the Facebook through story, and suddenly we had to react back, call her up and request her to change the internal question paper. So these are file sharing things that we should be careful about. Invasion of privacy that I told right now. Okay, identity theft, phishing, hoax mails, that I'll be coming down after 15 minutes. First 15 minutes I have a different plan, and next 15 minutes is a different plan. So emails can also be a threat to you. It can contain viruses. Spam mails are there, job offers are there. We should be responding emails very sensibly, go through, check whether you are redirected to some websites which you don't want to, whether there are some fake websites, so that you have to look into. So the tips while using emails is never click on links received from unknown mails. Cross-check the target. Don't download attachments before scanning the same. Sometimes your friend will be saying like, oh, your system is taking a lot of time in downloading. It's an 1 MB file. It's taking a lot of time. Yes, that time is taking because you have kept that while downloading any attachment. You want it first of all to be scanned by your antivirus and then to be downloaded. So definitely it will take time. Don't hesitate. Give it a time. Be sure that you are downloading after scanning your attachments. Look for extensions of the files that you have downloaded. Particularly if they are .exe files, they are executable files. That means they are not your document or Excel or PowerPoint files, PDF files. They are some programs that you are downloading. Never meet online friends. We are all adults here. I don't want to comment, but you should be knowing that we should be very careful meeting online friends without proper information. Browser security, as we planned, Binoy will be touching down a little bit on it. I don't want to emphasize on the same. Email security, I discussed, but one more thing is strong password. You should be keeping a strong password, and never keep a single password across all devices and all settings that you have. The same password for online banking you are using for official email ID. The same password of official email ID you are using for your Gmail account. The same thing you are again using for your income tax e-filing. No, you should not be using. You should refrain yourself. And in that process, it may be cumbersome for all of us to remember different passwords for different settings and entries. And in that case, people, what they do, suppose the first password, okay, somebody from Naileit who is an expert, he suggested that there should be different password. So what I did is, the first password I'm taking Agartala @1, the second one I'm keeping Agartala @12, and the third one is @123. So different, I don't mean to say that it should be almost similar. Different means it should be totally different from the previous one, and nobody should be able to predict from your, even if he or she came to know your first one of your passwords, he or she should not be able to track down your other passwords. So that is what I mean to say. Anti-spyware software that I have told. Spam folder, always remember to empty your spam folder. Nowadays, what is happening, our emails are flooded with so many advertisements from so many places. Suppose you have visited Shoppers Stop, you have filled up your email ID, or they have asked you to fill up a membership card. You have given a membership card, and then you're filling your all details, and then they start sending you emails. Suppose you are going to Myntra.com or you are going to Louisphilippe.com, so you give your email ID. So they flood with all your messages with advertisement. So two ways you can do. One is you can put it in the spam folder. So once you are putting it in the spam folder, you will not be able to receive mails from those accounts. Secondly, what you can do is you can unsubscribe it. So you take a pain, unsubscribe from the emails which you are receiving and you are no longer interested in, because suppose I'm a student of Tripura University and I'm getting some mails. Tomorrow I complete my PhD. I am no more a student of Tripura University. Then I want to block some mails from register or some places. So, and I put it in spam folder. So it is not a good ethics key. I'm blocking somebody very badly, whom I was in very much touch previous day. So what we can do, we can simply ethically unsubscribe it. So that is what you can do. Okay. Next thing is data security. Binoy will be covering it up, but one point is want to make sure that as I can understand, maximum of us here are either research scholars or holding some important position. So definitely our data is important not only for us personally, but the organization or the department which we are working with. So the loss of data, our personal data or professional data, will be a loss to the organization also. So what you should be doing, I suggest is, I'm sure some of you or maximum of you are doing, try to always take a backup in cloud. The concept is, previously we used to keep it in USBs or CDs or DVDs. Now the concept is you should be dumping it in the cloud. And once you're dumping it in the cloud, one important thing that you should remember is whether I should be dumping all my confidential data. Like, I was vigilance officer for quite some time for Nelly Agartala, what, like 6-7 years. So should I be dumping all my vigilance cases into my Google Drive? No, I should not be doing. So for that, what is the scheme? The scheme is office should be able to provide you some space. Like NIC is planning, they will be giving us huge space down the line. At this moment, we are using our own server spaces to keep our backup. So that is what I want to say here. Please give importance to it. Okay, briefly, we started with the hardware. So first suggestion, you are buying a good hardware, paying more than ₹1,00,000 for a laptop. Please concentrate on the software also. Please auto update your OS regularly. Buy one antivirus. Nowadays, the OSs are packed with antivirus patches. So maximum of your task will be done. But if you are sure that you are working with very, very confidential and rich data, then you should buy one antivirus software also from a trusted website, and make sure that you are automatically updating it. Anti-spyware software, because you will be connecting to the internet. So once you are connected to the internet, browser security is there. Browser security will be explained a little bit by Binoy. So I want to add here that anti-spyware software you should install. Always encrypt your valuable information if it is there in the system. Binoy will show you how to encrypt. My suggestion is encrypt it with a password. Second one is put strong passwords for all your devices across your. Nowadays, people are using couple of mobiles, they are using couple of laptops, they are using couple of tablets, desktop at home, desktop at office, a particular desktop in a server room. So all should have some strong password, and strong password has got some different definitions. I will come down the line. When you are using USB devices for the first time, be sure that you are low formatting it before connecting it. Nowadays, it is not advisable to connect USB devices. All of us, what we do, we ask the bhai, you send it through mail, you send it through WhatsApp, or you dump it in Google Drive, I will download. So that virtual process should be availed in. We are all trying to share it with some Bluetooth technologies from one machine to another instead of connecting physically. Okay. So scan the USB disk. Even if you are using an USB, you try to protect it with a password. Okay. Never keep important data. Try to avoid keeping important data in USB, because they are very much prone to be misplaced somewhere. Credit card, debit card, once you are using, you should see where you are swapping. You should never sign a blank credit card receipt. Don't give your personal information. And one important, my personal understanding is, we have seen recently, it was happening outside, recently last 5-7 years, 10 years, at Agartala also, all shopping malls have come up. They are asking to swap our cards. And the new thing that has come up is, sir, your mobile number. Before they are giving your bill or going through making your bill, they're asking you the phone number, right? So we always say that you never give your personal information to the public. So when somebody is asking the phone number, you will see that you go to Big Bazaar or you go to Max or some other shops here, everywhere in the country, they ask you to give your mobile number. So why they are asking the mobile number? First point, is it mandatory to give your mobile number? Third point is it that you should be shouting out your mobile number in front of the whole crowd around? Please rethink about it. This is a personal thing I'm telling you. It is left to you. I cannot say you that you don't give. I normally object giving. I have fought with all these shops. I have told I don't have mobile. Will you sell this product to me or not? Then they told that their software requires a phone number. Otherwise, they will not be able to bill. I told you see my identity card. You write down my name on the billing address. You write down my address, but I don't want to give my phone number. And even if you require my phone number, this is not the way that you will be asking, sir, your phone number, please. And then I start shouting 87432. I personally don't have any problem. Suppose being a male giving my phone number, but maybe my wife, my sister, my mother, they have problem in giving the phone number. So my personal suggestion, rethink about it. If we can fight back, this system will be closed. So while using it on the open internet, you remain sure that you are using such secured websites. Now, secured websites, when you are going, you should be looking into two things. One is whether some of your friends have really done shopping on those websites or not. Secondly, once you are doing the financial transaction, whether that HTTPS and that lock symbol is there or not. Please use virtual keyboard and always log out of the website after completing your transaction. Mobile device security, you always write down IMEI number, because that will help you. If it is lost, enable your device locking. Here I would like to tell one important thing is, maybe some of us have got parents at home who have become old, and they are not very convenient about this use of mobile phones. But they are getting old. Some of them have crossed 60. They are senior citizens, and they also have their phone number attached to their bank. Now, because they are not comfortable in using maybe smartphones, they are given some QWERTY keypad small 2000 rupees wala purana style wala mobile. Because mummy tum isko use karo, papa tum isko use karo, you don't know how to use smartphone, no problem, ye isko use karo. Abhi isme kya problem hai? Isme problem hai, maximum of them, they don't know how to lock it, and it remains open. But if their debit card information is leaked, is stolen by some people who remain very close around, I have due respect for every people who are attached to my family. I have due respect to all maids and other workers and drivers at my home. I am not telling that I don't have respect for the people who are good, but I am telling you there are some people who seem to be good, but actually they are not good. So क्या करेगा? ड्राइवर आएगा, मासी तुम्हारा मोबाइल थोड़ा यूज करना है, ठीक है, मोबाइल ले लो. 3 दिन पहले उसने क्या किया था, उसने उसका डेबिट कार्ड नंबर वो सब ले लिया मौसी से. मौसी ने उसको मोबाइल भी दे दिया. इन द मीन टाइम क्या किया, he asked his friend to swap the card somewhere. The pin is coming in the mobile and he is passing on the pin, and मौसी के अकाउंट से 50,000 चला गया. So be sure that once these devices or these phone numbers which are connected to the bank accounts, ours as well as our parents, these devices should be definitely locked. Use a pin to lock SIM card also, because it may happen that somebody is taking out the SIM card from your mobile. They don't know how to open the device, but they know how to take away the SIM card from your phone. So they will take the SIM card from your phone and they will connect it to their phone, and then they will get the pin in their phone, and then they will take away money. So lock your SIM card also. Preferably, I'm not, I'll not be, I don't want to advertise any particular brand of a mobile, but try to use such a mobile down the line which has got wireless SIM cards. Okay. What is that called? Binay, what is that SIM card called? This Apple is using eSIM card. eSIM. Yes. So use password to protect information on the memory card also, because one more thing is while using the mobile, I'm not sure whether all of us know it or not. You should avoid using memory card for mobile phones. Why? See, if the mobile is lost, it has got a password, the mobile came down to me, I want to use the mobile stolen from you. So if it is having a password, I will not be able to enter it, but I have some option to reset the mobile, and then I'll be able to enter. So when I'm resetting it, actually maximum of your data will be lost. And once if I'm not a cyber forensic expert, or I'm not having cyber forensic tools, I will not be able to dig inside your mobile and find out deleted data. So as a layman, I go inside and I use the mobile as a fresh mobile. But इंटरनल मेमोरी कार्ड में जो डेटा है वो तो स्वैप हो गया, वो तो क्लीन हो गया, लेकिन अगर एक्सटर्नल मेमोरी कार्ड में कुछ डेटा रह जाता है, कुछ फोटोग्राफ्स रह जाता है, देन फैक्ट्री रीसेट करने से दे डोंट गो ऑफ. सो द सजेशन रिक्वेस्ट टू ऑल ऑफ यू while using mobile, yes, you will be giving a strong password, be sure that your mobile is not lost, but never try to use an eSIM. The next thing is, please don't add on extra memory card and try to store data into that memory card, because if the mobile is stolen, it is very easy to extract data from the memory card attached. Second important thing you should remember is that I came to know, I was not sure actually 2.5 years back, 3 years back, I started working on cyber forensic, attending training. Then I came to know, it was surprising for me. Nowadays, what is happening? I bought a mobile 20,000. After 2 years, I am thinking, okay, after 1 year, ये मोबाइल अभी चेंज करना है, अभी 30,000 वाला मोबाइल में जाना है. तो पुराना 20,000 वाला मोबाइल क्या करें? सिर्फ एक ही साल हुआ है. I want to change it? No, I want to exchange it. This is the word that we are using, exchange. चलो exchange ऑफर चल रहा है, इसको बेच दो तुम 5,000 में, और उसके बदले में तुम 30,000 का मोबाइल ले लो, तो तुम्हारा 5,000 से 7,000 रुपए सेव हो गया. लेकिन उसके पहले हम क्या करेंगे? अरे कुछ नहीं यार, फैक्ट्री रीसेट कर देंगे और डाल देंगे कंपनी को. बट प्लीज रिमेंबर वन थिंग, इन आवर साइबर फोरेंसिक वर्ल्ड देयर इज नो वर्ड कॉल्ड डिलीट. इट इज नेवर गेटिंग डिलीटेड, इट इज ओनली ओवर रिटन. सो आप जो आपका डिवाइस दे दिए हो, वो अगर मेरे लैब में आ जाता है, मैं डिग इन करके सारे पुराने डॉक्यूमेंट्स जो ओवरराइट नहीं हुआ, देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन डिलीटिंग. व्हाट इज डिलीटिंग? सपोज आपके पास एक 4 बॉक्स है, 4 बॉक्स में आपने कुछ सामान रखा है. फर्स्ट बॉक्स में 2 बॉल, सेकंड बॉक्स में 3 बॉल, थर्ड बॉक्स में 3 balls, and in the fourth box 4 balls. Now deleting is you take out 2 balls from the first box and you keep 2 apples in the first box. So that is deleting and keeping it. लेकिन overwriting क्या है? नीचे मतलब आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू इन लेमन्स वर्ड, नीचे बॉल्स रखा हुआ है, ऊपर में एप्पल रख रहा हूं. दिस इज ओवर रिटन. सो अनलेस एंड अनटिल इट इज ओवर रिटन, अगर ओवरराइट होता है, हमारे वहां पे क्या होता है, अगर ओवरराइट होता है मतलब ये टोटली डिलीट हो जाता है. ठीक है. और अगर सिंपल आप डिलीट करते हो या फैक्ट्री रीसेट करते हो तो डिलीट नहीं होता है. उसका सिर्फ रेफरेंस चला जाता है कि हाँ ये जो बॉक्स है वो फ्री है, यू कैन कीप समथिंग इनटू इट, बट द ओरिजिनल कंटेंट ऑफ दैट बॉक्स इज नॉट डिलीटेड. सो इफ आई एम पुटिंग इनटू एनी साइबर फोरेंसिक टूल, आई विल बी वेरी इजीली एबल टू dig out old data. So please remember it. We can discuss over this deleting and overwriting down the line after 1 hour if you are free. But my conclusion is, you never exchange your old devices to some people you don't know. Okay, भाई को दे दिया, बहन को दे दिया, बच्चा को दे दिया, दोस्त को दे दिया, दोस्त को पता नहीं, दोस्त को भी दे सकते हो, no problem, but you should be sure that what was there in your device. Okay, this is okay. Wi-Fi security, wherever we go we try to connect to available Wi-Fi. Never do it, trusted network के साथ ही connect करना है. If you're not using your Wi-Fi for quite some time, please switch it off. हम लोग क्या करते हैं, ऑफिस चले जाते हैं, जियो खुला है, okay fine, if there are people at home who want to use it, fine, if they don't, then switch it off, no problem. So this was almost I was planning 15 minutes, it's almost 30 minutes. So what I will do is, I have one more slide with me. Binay, it's half an hour we started, right, or more?
Yes, half an hour, sir.
Okay, so I will take 15 more minutes and then you can come in with your things. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So again, the same thing, starting where I left, we were discussing mainly into hardware, then software updates. Maybe all of you know the things, but I just wanted to remind few of the things. Before I go into this digital payment, this one, different threats, in the internet, what particularly once you are doing some banking transactions. I was discussing with Jayanto sir and I told that, sir, I want to focus on it. So he told, yes, you can. This may be an interesting. So I just thought to look into it. So I have got 8 points to discuss. I'll be talking 16 minutes. So before that 4 minutes, let me talk about 2 minutes about social networking. All here, it is a request to all. We are holding some very good positions and we are responsible citizens, educated fraternity of the society. Social networking we are using, but we should be sure what to upload, what not to upload, what to like, what not to like, what to share, what not to share. Why I'm telling you? If you are working for a government organization, I suppose we are not supposed to be biased towards anything, any sensitive things, like why we should not be too much biased towards some religious sentiments. We should not be too much biased. I think personally, I'm not sure about others. We should not be too much biased towards religious or casteism or political faiths. Yes, all of us have the liberty to support some or the other concepts or theories, but before doing any activities in social networking, you be sure that the whole world is watching what you are doing. No problem if I'm inclined to a political organization, I belong to that organization, I am supporting that organization, no problem. But what I mean to say there, whatever we do, our juniors particularly follow it, and sometimes they commit mistake. We are sensible, we know what we are supporting, what we are not supporting, what we are commenting, what we are not commenting, maybe, but our juniors, they sometimes commit some dangerous mistakes. So in social networking, whatever, particularly the students community who nowadays previously HR interview used to be more than the technical interview, but in today's date HR interview duration has squeezed down because HR no more ask you directly physically questions. They try to go through your Insta account and Facebook account and Twitter account and then try to see whether your sensitivity towards something fits for the organization or not. So my suggestion is, one suggestion is that way. Another suggestion is, it is not necessary to upload everything in the social networking. For example, it has got a security issue. Today I'm not going to give you lecture on ethics. I'm not supposed to give. I'm supposed to give on cyber security. So I'm coming into cyber security. What we do, suppose this is vacation time. Chalo winter mein Goa jate hain. Okay, fine. I have got my old parents at home. So Agartala airport mein jaake ek selfie with family. Flying to Goa for 15 days, coming back on these days. Actually, what we are doing, we are inviting the miscreants, criminals in the people around who are criminals. चोर लोग, डाकू लोगों को हम बुला रहे हैं कि भाई आ जाओ मेरे घर में, मैं नहीं हूं 15 दिन तक, मेरे मम्मी पापा है, आप अटैक करो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. So this is one concept I'm trying to tell you. So be sure what you are uploading in the social networking, because what you are okay, I'm going on an official trip for 5 days, ठीक है, selfie डाल दिया, that means my wife, my little girl, child at home, they are alone, so they can be at risk. So this we should understand. We can discuss over this hour long, no problem, but I've just given a hint for all of you to think about that. We should restrict ourselves and refrain ourselves from doing unnecessary activities in social networking. So next, identity theft. What they do, they steal your information and then they try to use it to get some credits, bank loans, opening accounts. Okay, they give away, they collect your information. How they collect? One example I told you: shout down your phone number in a busy crowded mall, so the people around, the person who is targeting you, he gets your mobile number. First point. Second point, you go to Jio, they ask you to give the Aadhaar card copy. You give them the Aadhaar card copy, self-attested, and you sign in the white part. What can be done is, they may throw it in the dustbin. Tomorrow morning from the dustbin, somebody collects this for a copy of your Aadhaar card, and then आपका आधार कार्ड मिल गया, आपका फोन नंबर मिल गया, धीरे धीरे करके आपके डिटेल्स मिल जाएगा. Then they go somewhere and try to use it for some kind of fraudster. Okay, so जब भी आप किसी को साइन करके देंगे, जैसे आधार नंबर हो गया या वो कुछ भी हो गया, वहां पे बोल्डली, जहां पे नंबर लिखा हुआ है उसमें बोल्डली लिखिए, दिस डॉक्यूमेंट इज गिवन फॉर दिस पर्पस ओनली करके आप साइन कीजिए. फिर बैंक वाला या जो जियो वाला या एयरटेल वाले बोलेंगे, सर आपका आधार नंबर दिख नहीं रहा है, यू हैव टू नॉट साइन इट हियर, यू शुड साइन इट ऑन द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड वेयर देयर इज अ व्हाइट स्पेस. नो, यू ऑब्जेक्ट, आई विल साइन हियर, आपको देना है तो दो, नहीं तो मैं फाइट करूंगा. अगर आप ऐसे देंगे तो क्या होगा? व्हाट विल हैपन? Somebody will not be able to misuse it for other purpose, because you have given a date and time and the purpose, everything. Okay, so destroy any pieces of information. ठीक है, I want to get admitted into PhD in Tripura University. I have taken 2 sets of copies of my important documents. One set my professor told that I need only 1 set. दूसरा जो सेट है मैं आने के टाइम पे त्रिपुरा यूनिवर्सिटी के डस्टबिन में फेंक के आ गया. No, we should not be doing it. Okay, next thing is SIM swap. What they do, they collect all your information, they go to Jio, Airtel, Vodafone, they get a duplicate SIM card. For certain period of time, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, आपका phone SIM card block रह जाता है. They use this SIM card and they try to get the OTP, they do some transactions and you are gone. So what you should do is, if your mobile phone is stopped working for a longer than usual time, then please communicate with the operator that what happened. They will come up with a answer that is, sir, you have changed your SIM card, then immediately block your SIM card. Okay, and regularly you should be checking your bank accounts regularly. Sometimes it may happen that you just think, I'm not sure how many of are here. Suppose 30 participants are there और 30 लोगों का मैं धीरे धीरे करके आप सबका बैंक अकाउंट मैंने हैक कर लिया. मैं क्या करूंगा, डेली बेसिस पे आपके अकाउंट से 1 रुपए करके लूंगा. 1 रुपए आपको टोटल उसमें नजर ही नहीं आएगा बैंक बैलेंस में. So 1 rupee from Alok sir, 1 rupee from Jayant sir, 1 rupee from Binay, 1 rupee from Sanjay, 1 rupee from others करके डेली मेरा 30 रुपीज इनकम. ऐसे करके मैं अगर 300 लोगों से लूंगा तो 300 रुपीज मेरा इनकम. नाउ पर डे 300 into 30 days, 9,000 rupees मेरा इनकम. पर डे 30,000 into 20 days. So this way, what they do is, they sometimes will take a small amount from you, which you will not be able to realize by checking only your balance. You should check your bank statement, wherein it will be written 1 रुपए गया है, 2 रुपए आया है. That is regular transaction history. Those who are using online banking account, जो अकाउंट आज आपने ऐड किया, सपोज आपका मिस्त्री आया, मिस्त्री ने बोला बाबू मेरा अकाउंट नंबर ले लो और मैं काम खत्म करके जा रहा हूं, आप मेरे अकाउंट में सैलरी मिलते ही आप मुझे पैसा दे देना। आपने क्या किया, उसका अकाउंट नंबर ऐड कर दिया, पैसा दे दिया और भूल गए उसको डिलीट करने। डोंट डू इट, डिलीट इट। The accounts which you are not using to regularly transfer amount, delete it from your list. Next thing is SMSing. What is SMSing? They send some text, they ask you to call, they ask you to visit some websites, and you actually fall in a trap, and you use it for some lottery or for something blah blah blah, and then they ask you to pay some charges, and you pay, and ultimately you don't get it. Okay, so this is smishing. What is vishing? Vishing is they take away your personal information like customer ID, net banking password, ATM pin, OTP, and then they commit a mistake. So what we should be doing? We should not be sharing our personal information to anybody over phone, SMS or email. Nobody will ask you. Phone banks will never ask you to do so. Money mule. What is money mule? This actually happened during demonetization a lot. What happens? There are some people in the society जिनका इनकम बहुत कम होता है लेकिन उनके पास बैंक अकाउंट है। मैं जाऊंगा, मेरे पास बहुत पैसा है लेकिन मुझे दिल्ली भेजना है या किसी को ट्रांसफर करना है, तो यहाँ से मुझे ब्लैक मनी मिला है और मुझे दिल्ली, बॉम्बे, डिफरेंट जगह पे मुझे ट्रांसफर करना है। तो मैं क्या करूंगा, मैं जाके एक ऐसा वीक बंदा को पकड़ूंगा कि बॉस आई वांट टू ट्रांसफर 10 लाख थ्रू योर अकाउंट। उसमें उसको क्या मिलेगा, उसको बोलूंगा तुझे 10,000 मिल जाएगा। एवरी ट्रांजेक्शन यू विल गेट 10,000। दैट गाय विल से 10,000 इज माय 2 month सैलरी यार, गिव इट, यूज इट, मेरा क्या है। सो वी शुड, as definitely we will not do, we are not supposed to do or we will not be doing, we should also make people aware जो आपके घर में काम करने आते हैं या जिनसे भी मिले, कभी चाय पे बात कर रहे हैं, कहीं पे जाके बात कर रहे हैं, तो उनको बोलना है कि सर, मैडम, भाई बहन, ऐसे मत करो, दिस इज ऑल्सो ए क्राइम। डोंट गेट कैरिड अवे बाय अट्रैक्टिव ऑफर्स because ultimately this is an unauthorized system that you are getting involved into, which may put you behind the bars. So this is what we should be careful. I have got six more minutes. Hopefully I'll be able to finish. Phishing. What is phishing? SMSing is one, vishing is one. SMSing is they will send you SMS. Vishing is they will directly steal your information. Phishing is through email. They will be sending you they will steal away some personal information from you. They will ask you to fill up this form, that form, and slowly in due course of time they will take you all information from you, your schooling information, your college information, university information, your so collectively they will make a database of yours. And believe me, what people are doing is, criminals, आपका रिकॉर्ड अगर आज वो लोग ले लिए ना, आज उसको यूटिलाइज नहीं करेगा। जब देखेगा कि आपके अकाउंट में एक ह्यूज अमाउंट आ रहा है, मे बी फ्रॉम सम अलाउंसेस or from some loans or something like that, then at a stretch they try to take away that amount. So phishing से बचने के लिए क्या करना है? Whenever some mails come, you sure that you are directing or redirecting yourself to some pages which you are sure that they are safe pages. While doing some banking transactions, this HTTPS should be used. Okay, you go through and see that once you are using your online SBI. Let me directly go here and show you. Suppose you are going to online SBI, you see that this Binoy, this my browser is visible.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Okay, so you see that once I'm going here, this is I'm typing online SBI and then onlinesbi.com. So it is automatically taking this URL. Okay, HTTPS colon. So then there is a lock symbol. You click that lock symbol. Once you click this lock symbol, you go to show certificate. In show certificate, it is written, yes, it is online SBI. It is issued to this people. Then from this, you will be sure that ये genuine है, ये State Bank of India को issue किया गया है, so I can use it. So what is the problem in it? Normally क्या होता है, ये जो SBI का पेज है, same to same they will try to design it and then they will try to dump it in the internet with a different address. So आपको पहले एड्रेस देखना है. ओके, ऑनलाइन एसबीआई दिख रहा है, पूरा ऑनलाइन एसबीआई दिख रहा है, लेकिन यहाँ पे क्या ये वेबसाइट है कि नहीं. वन. सेकेंडली, यू आर लॉगिंग इन. सो वंस यू आर लॉगिंग इन, we are trying to give our username and password. So while is giving username and password, you don't give it by this, you give it through virtual keyboard. Now you give it. What is the importance of virtual keyboard? Once you are giving the physical keyboard, there is a physical electronic stroke, which is, there is a possibility that it will get saved somewhere. One. Secondly, you are using your keyboard. Your keyboard settings are fixed. It is a QWERTY keyboard. It is fixed. So somebody peeping from your side every day, he is following you. You are giving your password. So first day he will be his first job is looking into the first character. He will take 5 days, 5 instances to find out the first character, then second character, because every day you are punching the first character in the same location. But if it is a virtual keyboard, it will be like today E is here, tomorrow E will be in the next instance E will be somewhere else. Okay, so that is one important thing. So to protect yourself from phishing, check the website addresses that you go into, check the lock symbol. Definitely, again, the same thing comes. You should update your antiviruses, you should update your operating system, and try to use non-admin user ID for your normal routine work. नॉन एडमिन में क्या होता है, नॉन एडमिन में सारे प्रिविलेजेस नहीं होता है. मतलब आपके सारे ये जो सिस्टम है, the trojan, the virus or the trojan will not be able to take control over your whole system. Protect yourself from phishing. Don't click on suspicious links. Don't provide confidential information through email. It is the same thing. Don't access net banking using credit card or debit card from computers in public places. Even if you are using your friend's system, I'm not doubting your friend, but I'm doubting your friend's computer, because you never know how vulnerable his system is or her system is. How he or she has maintained his system or her system, you're not sure. Maybe it is a compromised system. Your friend does not know, and you are using your net banking over here, and your credentials get compromised at the end of the day. Trojan, it is a harmful software which gets installed unknowingly into your system. Unknowingly means you will not be able to track it. You are thinking that you are downloading a gaming software, but a Trojan will be downloaded in the backend, and they will be leading you to deletion of files, data theft, activation of some other antiviruses, all these things, nonsense things it will be doing over the system. So I think my time is up, 45 minutes. Almost 90% what I planned, I have been able to finish. Any questions from this part, or then I will request Binoy to continue. I'll be still there in the presentation. Any questions?
Audience, please ask any question if you have.
Any personal questions, please, anything we can help, or maybe it will be a new challenge at this moment. Me and Binoy, we will try to address. If not, we will come up with a solution tomorrow morning.
Oh, I have no question, but I really enjoyed this session, because these are
thank you.
really horrible things nowadays. And we do not know what to do, because everywhere we go, we share our all documents, documents, our personal, so many things. So yeah, like I enjoyed this, and I will try to remember so many things from here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
I will-
Neelabji sir.
Thanks for the comment, sir. As you told, let me give you one website to you, to all of us here. हम लोग तो अभी 1.5 घंटा बात कर रहे हैं, उसके बाद चले जाएंगे. आप लोग वो वेबसाइट फॉलो कीजिए. मैं अभी दिखाता हूँ आपको.
Okay.
मैं अभी दिखाता हूँ आपको. Binoy, it's visible, right? Binoy,
Not
No,
yet.
sir. Not.
I have stopped presentation, I think. Now it is visible, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Dear participants, this is actually a website of IACA, Information Security Education Awareness, where NAILIT, CDEC, we are part of it, and this is a free website. I will request all, like, if there are some short tips, some like government employee, so there will be some brochures available in some language, so you can go through those brochures and you can just go through, study it a little bit, keep it in your system, into your mobile, and read out whenever it is necessary. You feel that हाँ अभी टाइम है 10 मिनट पढ़ लेते देख लेते इंटरनेट एथिक्स, फिर आइडेंटिटी थेफ्ट क्या है। विनय जो बुकलेट था यहाँ पे कहाँ है?
Sir, in the front page, sir.
बुकलेट्स जो थे कहाँ पे?
Yes, sir. नीचे, sir. नीचे.
Downloads. Yes, downloads. Yes. Now you have handbooks here. You can go through the handbooks. And I'm telling you, sir, there are some presentations down the line. If you are going through it and you are going through some phases, you want to present something, some presentations are ready here. Please utilize them and aware all citizens of India. Please, I will request all participants, please participate in making our citizens, our fellow citizens, aware of this cyber world. And we will remain very strong. India will become strong if you can. एक छोटा सा प्रेजेंटेशन ले लीजिए, आप खुद पढ़िए. इट इज वेरी इजी. इसमें कुछ आपको एमटेक पीएचडी कुछ नहीं चाहिए सर, सिर्फ नॉर्मल नॉलेज चाहिए. सोशल नेटवर्किंग, सोशल नेटवर्क में आपको क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है, डाउनलोड कीजिए और उसको थोड़ा पढ़िए, खुद पढ़िए, और उसके बाद प्रेजेंटेशन रेडी है, कहीं पे जाइए और प्रेजेंट करने लगिए. हो गया. देखिए ये सोशल नेटवर्किंग के बारे में लिखा है, कैसे क्या करना है सोशल नेटवर्किंग में, क्या नहीं करना है, टिप्स. So this is a suggestion, as sir told that it is an interesting one, so I just thought to मतलब tell that आप लोग वहां पे जाके
wow so many things are there.
so many things are there. आपको जो लगे कि ना आज मैं सोशल नेटवर्किंग देखूंगा, 1 महीने देखूंगा, डेली एक पेज करके, like your research work, every day you read one page, so you see it, and all tips are available. हमने भी वहां से सीखा बहुत कुछ. हम भी उनके जो हमारे जो सीनियर्स है बैठे हुए हैं, वो लोग देते हैं प्रेजेंटेशन, हमारे साथ शेयर करते हैं, फिर हम सीखते हैं, फिर हम आपको आके बोलते हैं. थैंक यू सर.
Right. Knowledge is always transferable.
Exactly. So it is all available sir. PPTs are available. आप आपका नाम चेंज कर दीजिए और डाल दीजिए कहीं पे, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. कॉपीराइट नहीं है. अगर आप ये यूज कर रहे हो, कोई अगर कुछ बोलेगा तो NAILIT अगरतला इज देयर. आप बोलिएगा कि हम लोगों ने बोला था, वी विल फाइट. कुछ नहीं है इसमें, कॉपीराइट कुछ नहीं है. ये गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया मटेरियल है, यू कैन यूज इट.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you
sir.
Sir, can you please for the other participants, maybe they're interested but not interacting, can you just put the URL in the chat box so that they can directly go?
Yes. Right now.
Sir, in the chat box I have given
InfoSec awareness. It is very easy to remember. InfoSec awareness. आप अभी कभी भूल जाएंगे तो याद रखिएगा, InfoSec, इंफॉर्मेशन सिक्योरिटी, InfoSec awareness, वो गूगल में डालिए तो आपका वो आ जाएगा. If you forget also,
I have given.
Sir, by the time you are posting, I just want to share one recent experience of mine in this regard. That I mean, this is another kind of phishing attack. Like I have got a message, I mean that WhatsApp message from one of my old friends that we have never interacted after passing out from our institute. So she has sent me a message that, wow, you look very fantastic in this video. Is it you? I am not able to recognize you. So, I mean, it looks, very strange to me that for that 10 to 15 years we have not interacted. She has even posted a message to me, let's see what's there in the video. So when I clicked there, so it asked me the user ID and password. Then as soon as it has come up, I come to know that this might be a fraudulent mail. So I just simply denied it and deleted the message. So I mean, if someone would have been given their user ID and password, so it has been hacked. Not hacked actually, have given your consent to use the user ID and password. So kindly be cautious on this particular activity.
Yes, true, Jayanto sir, true. So our conclusion is never ever share any of your credentials over text, over SMS, over WhatsApp, over email. No, because they will never ask you. Nobody will ask you. And if you are really giving your user ID and password, be sure which portal you are using. Are you really using online SBI? Are you really using university's website or not? That is what we have to be careful. And one more important challenge that we are finding in today's date is remembering password for devices across. So let Binay continue, and after that, if I get time, I will just tell you 2-3 minutes on it, like how to keep a strong password. So Alok sir, Jayanto sir, shall we allow Binay to continue, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Let
sure.
me-
So I'd like to. Yeah.
Binay is actually heading the team of information security education awareness. I am there in everything by name, but he is heading, he is working with ISCF phase 2 for quite a long time, and the achievements of ISCF phase 2 of NELIT has been appreciated by the groups headed by IITs and NITs, and we are hopefully going to come in ISCF phase 3. So I was discussing with Jayanto sir that day. I think that some more concepts are coming wherein free workshops, free trainings with knowledgeable people around the country we can conduct in association with university. Thanks to participants for listening, and I will request all participants, please be in touch with Tripura University so that whatever we will be getting some opportunity, will be first knocking to university, because university is already connected with participants, and then we can collectively share our experiences. ये जो हमारे जो वर्कशॉप रहेंगे साइबर सिक्योरिटी और साइबर फोरेंसिक, इसमें आप लोग ज्यादा टेंशन मत लीजिए, कान में लगाइए ईयरफोन और सुनते रहिए कहीं पे भी, नो प्रॉब्लम. Thank you. So I will request Binay. Binay will come up with some practical things on how to keep your system secured, your files secured, browser secured. So अभी तक मेरा जो presentation सर सिर्फ सुनने से चल सकता था, अभी उसको देखना पड़ेगा सर. So request to all of you, just concentrate. He will take 35 minutes to wrap up his if not 45 minutes हो जाएगा. 35 minutes नहीं तो 40 to 45 minutes में हो जाएगा.
So,
Binay, you sir.
I will take the opportunity to introduce Binay sir. So Binay sir is working as Senior Technical Officer in National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology, Agartala, Government of India. He did his MTech in Information Communication Technology from IIT Kharagpur. Mr. Binay sir has several years of teaching and web application development experience. His expertise in the field of cybersecurity, AI, secure web application development, and mobile app development. Sir, the online platform is to you. Please, sir, you can start.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Niladri, sir, and thank you, Tripura University, for giving me the opportunity to provide my knowledge here. So already Niladri, sir, covered many things here. So now my job is to demonstrate what is the problem we are facing and how to overcome these issues, because cyber security awareness is the main thing. So if we are aware, then it will be very easier for us to save our information, personal data, and our devices. Yes, I prepared something in my sticky note also. I have written 10 things I have to, and I'll try to show those things here. So as now, what I found that browser security is very, very important. So initially, I'll start with my browser security. Then after browser security, there will be personal device security, and I will try to cover about the antivirus here. Okay, now let me share my screen. Okay. Visible. Okay, sir. Thank you. So now what happened? we are using web browser. So in case of web browser, there are few things we are not considering. Like suppose I want to open one page, then what we are doing in the tab, we are typing something, then it is opening one page, then we are saving user ID and password. Then basically what happened, this is web browser, and this web browser, using this web browser, we are accessing anything from our PC. Okay, so browser security is very, very important. So today I'll demonstrate you how to secure our browser. Okay, now what happened, suppose as I told you, if I open a website, then after opening website, suppose I'm showing this one. Suppose if I open it, then it will ask me user ID and password. Then after giving user ID password, automatically we are getting one window here, pop-up window, and it is asking save and never. So sometime what we are doing, we are just clicking in that save option. So whenever we save that user ID and password, then what happened, automatically it is saving our user ID and password in that particular browser setting. Now what happened, if someone is accessing unknown person or unauthorized person is accessing your browser, then what will happen, you just see, if I click here in this option, 3-dot option, if I go in the setting option, then there is one option, this one is autofill. If I click in autofill, then we'll get the autofill like passwords, payment methods, and addresses. Okay, so if I click in the password, as initially in the browser setting, this offer to save password is on. That's why if you open a new website and if you click in that save password, then it will save the password. Now see what happened. I clicked in the save password, so it saved my password, user ID as well as password. In some cases, what I used, I have selected not save. I have selected never save. So never save. So it is not saving my passwords. But what happened? I saved here the password. Now, if I click here, it is simply showing the password. Okay. So suppose this one and this one. So now anyone can view my password here very easily if I click in that save option. So our best practice is that initially we have to disable this option. We have to disable this option, save to offer to save password. So this is one security. Another security is there, that sometime what happened, suppose you are surfing something in this web browser, you are surfing one website, then automatically you will find that same related videos are showing in your YouTube, same related topics are showing in that Facebook advertisement. So means it is tracking our activity, it is saving our traffic and tracking our activity. Now what is our job? Our job is to stop this one. Now suppose I am giving another example. Most of the cases, if I write news.google.com, if you search the newses like Tripura or related topic, then automatically it is showing the similar related topics. Okay, suppose whatever I searched here, everything is related topics are showing here. Okay, suppose I am searching, yesterday I saw some websites related to Tripura for the local news. So as I searched it, so it is showing the details here. Okay, because it monitored my traffic, so it is showing the news here. Okay, so what is our best practice? Our best practice is to stop the traffic monitoring. So there is one word, this one is called do not track. So we'll get this one in privacy and security. There is one option. This one is cookies and other sites. If you go in cookies and other sites, then you will find do not track. Send a do not track request with your browsing traffic. See, send a do not track request with your browsing traffic. So this one is initially off. So if I on it, now here it is written that if you are surfing something, it will not track your traffic, and so it will not show the related to service and other things to like suppose YouTube, Facebook, this. So we have to click in that confirm button. So if I click in the confirm button, now do not traffic is on. So now onwards, whatever you are surfing, suppose you are surfing something like a flight ticket from Agartala to Delhi. So now onwards, if you surf that one, it will not show that particular traffic details, that flight rate to another web page. Okay, so this is one way we can secure our web browser using the do not track. Another more thing is that suppose now this case, okay, this is one setting. What we can do, another setting is there. Suppose you are surfing something, so whatever you are surfing, it is saving the history. Now in case of already sir shown how to do that, use that online banking sites, like if I write online SBI, so it is opening. So what is the best practice? The best practice is whenever you are using any financial website like banking website, then always go with that private browsing. So here is we'll get the private browsing. If you go there, then you will find new incognito window. If you click it, then it will not save your browsing history, not save cookies and site data, as well as the information entered in your form. Most of the cases what happened, we are entering details and it is saving the details automatically, and it is showing the suggested, it is suggesting some data. If you click, automatically it will fill, it is filling the form. So our job is whenever we are providing any information, suppose form fill up any form or banking transaction, always you open that particular using this browsing site. Now suppose if I now write neelix.gov.in, okay, so if I open now this one, suppose okay, fine, I opened it, fine. Now the thing is, now if I close it again, then what happened? If I go the history, then you will find that as I opened that online SBI in normal window, so it is showing that online SBI, but I opened it in the, but in case of Neelix, I opened it in that a private window, so it is not saving the history. Okay, so this way we can secure our this way we can securely surf internet. Another thing is there. Suppose what happened, now you are using multiple websites, suppose, and now some cases it is suppose some cases it is not regularly required to access a website, so you are not remembering the user ID and password. I am giving one example. Suppose in case of AICT portal, we are uploading our student details, our infrastructure details, staff details in AICT portal. Now we are not every time, we are not using every day, or suppose in every month we are not using that particular portal. For after 3 or 4 months we are using this one. So password, so I want to save the password. So suppose what I plan, after login I will save the password in my browser. Okay, now suppose many passwords are saved in my browser. Now what is my job? My job is, if I lock my web browser, then what will happen? No one can open my web browser, and while opening the web browser, automatically they have to provide the password, then only web browser will open. So for this, already extensions are there. In case of Google Chrome, you just write Chrome lock, then you will find this one, Chrome lock. There are many extensions are there, so I use this one. This one is working very fine. This one is Chrome lock. So if you open it, this Chrome lock, then you will get the extension. It is already there, the extension is already there in my PC. So extensions, okay, so Chrome lock is already installed in my PC. Okay, now if when in case of first time, I'm showing you for the first time how you'll do. I just remove this one. Okay, now it is showing add to Chrome. So whenever after adding, if you add this one, then what will happen? I am not now do anything here, because when if I add this extension now, then automatically it will ask to set a master password, and if I set the master password, immediately it will close this window, and next time onwards if I open that particular Google Chrome, then I have to provide the master password, then only my Chrome browser will open. Okay, so this way what we can do, we can save our web browser. In case of mobile devices, it is very easy to lock our applications, it is very easy to lock the web browser. But in case of computer system, you can use the extensions. So after adding extensions, after setting the password, you can lock your web browser. One thing. Next thing is that sometimes what happen, if your web browser is not updated, then what will happen, the certificate, as sir shown here, in case of online SBI, I'm showing you here again, online SBI, this lock pad, so it is showing that connection is secure, and that valid certificate is showing there. As the browser is updated, so the updated certificate also installed here. This is the certificate of SBI. Okay, so basically what we are using, so what is the meaning of this connection? This is HTTPS. If you go there, then you will find that HTTPS is written there. Okay, so this one is hypertext transfer protocol, and added secure layer is there, HTTPS. But some cases, if this one is S on HTTP, okay, then what will happen? Then sometime it will show that connection is not secure. For those cases, if you transfer any data, then hacker may view your data. But in case of HTTPS, it is not possible to view data, as your message or data transmission is encrypted. This is an encrypted connection. Now I am giving you another example. Suppose Gmail. Okay, fine. Now if I give a user here, username and password. So I think password is not visible for you. Okay, so now if I click in the next button, then what will happen? So here two cases happening. Okay, here two cases are happening. So first case is that it opened my Gmail account. It opened my Gmail account as already I connected it, already logged in the Gmail Google Meet. So it opened my Gmail account. Okay. Another thing is there. Also, another thing happened, that if you are not logged in, then it will directly redirect to you in their Gmail account for login. Most of the cases, what happened, we are getting different mails, like sir already mentioned about that phishing mail. So most of the cases we are getting that mail that your password is someone compromised, so reset your password. So if you immediately click in that button, then it will open a one page where you will get the Gmail account or any account like Gmail, Yahoo, Rediff, whatever you are using. And then if you provide the user ID and password, then it will redirect to another page. So for these cases, what happened, hacker already collected your correct user ID and password. Already they collected, because they created a fake website. Now using this fake website, what happened, now they collected your information. Like if I show you whatever I have given you right now, now it is stored in a particular database. So this demonstration I am showing you from our server. It is not possible to access outside of our campus. For demonstration purpose only, I am using this design, this one. Okay, now if I go there and if I refresh this page, then see right now I've given this one, and this is the password demo. Definitely if I use the demo password, and it is showing the attack time. Okay, it is showing the attack time. So see, now for demonstration purposes, we showed different demonstrations. Suppose we designed for banking, like for banking we designed a banking site, means similar, like the same design for Facebook also. So these are the demonstration, and what happened, hackers can easily track your user ID and password. Now if I show the side of PNB, this is the PNB, and if you open the actual side of PNB, let me open PNB net. So basically, whenever I open it, then it's opening in the login section. You will get the similar one kind of design. And if you give one user ID, suppose this one, then if you click in the continue, then it will redirect you here to provide the password. So whenever you click in the login button, what happened? As that one is a fake site, immediately it is not possible for that particular hacker to access the PNP site, but they redirected you in that actual site. So most of the cases, what we are feeling that time, it may be possible because the internet was slow. That's why it's redirected me to the actual site, or maybe I provided a wrong password. What we are thinking that time. So here in this case, it redirect me in the main site. If I click there, then you will find whatever design I showed you, the similar design is here. Now this is the actual site. Okay, this is the actual site, but whatever I showed you, that one is fake site, and this fake site, it is redirecting you to main site, but the information, if I refresh here, it is showing here. Okay. So what is our best practice? Best practice is that always check what is the actual site. Suppose here is what is the actual URL for demonstration purpose. Suppose for demonstration purpose, I use this one for demonstration purpose. I use this one. For demonstration purpose, I used that fake URL. Actually, here IP address, but the hacker, they will purchase URL. It may be the spelling may be little bit different. Okay, for it may be different, but the actual thing is that always we have to check that what is written here. Is the connection is secure? No, in this case it is not secure because it is a fake website. So always we have to check with that URL whatever we are using. Okay, so this is one thing. Now some cases what happened, we are using web browser, and we using web browser, we are using that Google for search information. Now most of the cases, most of us now very much we are using IP cameras, web cameras, and if our web camera is not secure, it is not secure, then what will happen? Then anyone can access our web camera using some command. Most of the cases, whatever we are searching, there are some commands are there in Google we can use. So that one is basically called, people are using Google for hacking purpose. This one is called Google dorking. Now suppose here is one command I have written, then after that it is showing me some details. Now if I go there in this link, then what will happen? You just see. So it is showing one camera is located somewhere, I don't know from where, but it is showing that live camera. Okay, it is showing the live camera. Okay, so see, the connection is not secure. It is not HTTP. The connection is not secure. So live camera we can view. We can view this one. So this is a suppose from a particular road. Now if I go again back and see, now this case what happened, one person installed a camera. So sorry, this one is another. Here see, movement is showing, person movement is showing here. Okay, so yesterday it was night, so when I checked it before presentation, I thought to check whether it is working or not. It was night. And also I checked, there is one person here, that person unknowingly, that PC was on, I think, and camera is on. So it is showing his bedroom, it is showing, and he is sleeping and his bedroom is showing. Yesterday I checked it. So always whenever you are using any webcam, always try to secure your webcam and try to use that secure connection. Okay, so this is from, suppose in case of desktop based web cameras, desktop based web browser. Now suppose if you are using mobile in case of mobile, now I'm showing about mobile. So this is my mobile. Now in my mobile, see, in my mobile, most of the cases, if I open file manager, it is not opening. What it is written? It is written file manager is encrypted. Use your fingerprint or pin to unlock. One thing. Second thing is, if gallery, it is not opening. If WhatsApp, it is not opening. So everything is locked. It is not possible to access my data. Even in case of WhatsApp also, there is one feature, fingerprint. So if you use that fingerprint feature, then it is not possible to open. Am I correct? Most of the cases we are thinking it is not possible to access your data, whatever the videos you received, what are the videos you are sending, what are the images you received and sending, and what are the documents you are received and sending. It is not possible to access. But if your web browser is not secure, now in my case, see, if I open my web browser, okay, now if my web browser is not logged, then what will happen? If I write this one, even you can try also after my presentation, you can try also. If you write file : /SD card, then directly it will open your that particular SD card. Now everything is visible for you. Few minutes back I showed you gallery is not accessible. Now I can access my gallery. I can access my camera, and I can access information here. Photos here. Now, so this is one thing. In case of WhatsApp, so in case of WhatsApp, if I open the WhatsApp, we'll get these three things: backups, database, and media. If I click in that media, so that media is on. Now, if I open that WhatsApp videos, it will show the list of videos. So these are the list of videos. See, last video I received on 15/12. Okay. And whatever you have forwarded, that one also there. Whatever you have forwarded, sent, everything is there. Okay. And so see, if you think WhatsApp is password fingerprint protected or protected by app lock, but here it is not secure. Anyone can view your WhatsApp information. Those are accessing your mobile phone. Images are there. If you go images, then you'll find images. Some of the cases we are not deleting the image. It may be in my mobile phone also near about 3,000 images, more than 3,000 images are there, but everything you can access. In case of documents also, whatever you can access all the documents from here and whatever you have forwarded. So the thing is that the point here, what I want to tell you, that what is our job? Our job is log our web browser. If I lock our web browser, then it is not possible to access my information. Okay. Now, in case of similar cases, if you go in that dot option, again you will get that new incognito tab. There you can easily do the private browsing. In case of there is setting also there. If you go in that setting, then in the setting also you will get that passwords, and see never save. There is one I accessed, I have selected never save, so it is not showing. Even if you check, then initially you will get that save password is on, so I offed it. Okay, so this is one thing. In the privacy also, definitely in case of WhatsApp, it is very required to on that do not track. Initially, if you see you in your mobile, you will find this one is off, do not track. So it is do not track means it is browser. Again, the browser history is sending from that browser and it is showing the information to YouTube. Now, if you on it, now the browser history will not, whatever history means, whatever you are surfing, it will not show there. Okay. So this way we can secure our, we can set the security feature here, and finally use a good app lock software, application lock software, and using that application lock software, you lock your web browser. In my case, I have pre-installed software from that mobile company. Okay, so suppose you set app lock in 3 locations. One is web browser, another is Google Play Store, because sometimes what happen, automatically if you click one site, then it will redirect you to install a app from Google Play Store. Okay, so suppose fingerprint, in my case this is there, so password is not showing. Okay, so in my case app lock software is there. So if I now lock my app, this one Google Chrome, now next time onwards it is not possible for someone to access my information. Even I can lock any of the app from there. So always use one app lock software, lock your Google Play Store, lock your setting, because from setting, if someone is uninstall your app lock software, then again everything is accessible for that unauthorized person. Okay, so this way we can provide the security. Now let us move to another topic. This one is how already most of you are research scholars and already know have a good knowledge about the computer. So most of the cases, suppose this one, in case of Word, already we know how to set a password. So if we set the password, then it is without your permission, no one can access that particular document. Okay, no one can access a particular document. Now in case of file, already suppose in case of MS Office products like Excel, if I open Excel, okay, if I open Excel and anything, suppose this one result sheet, okay, it is removed, sorry, I removed this one, fine. Suppose this one, I want to set the password. The best option is we can go in the file option, then in the file option just select in that info and protect workbook. So using this, now using that encryption method, we can set the password. So after setting password, if you click in that save option, then it will be saved. Where to save? Suppose test. Now it is saved. Fine. So if you click it, and if you next time if you open it, then it will ask you to provide the password. This is one way you can do. But in case of suppose you have some PDF documents, suppose you have some folder to lock, then how you will lock? So for these cases, there are 2 ways you can lock your folder. First of all, you can use a software, lock a folder. This one is open source. So using this, you can lock a folder. Now here is one folder. See how many folders are there. Test is there, backups is there, HP is there. Okay, fine. Now I install this software. So after installation, again initially you have to set a master password. So next time if you open it, next time you lock a folder. This one is lock a folder. Just a minute. Yes, I already have this one. So enter master password. If I open it, already this one is already there. In that I forgot to add in the quick link. So Control E, C drive, program 86, lock a folder. This is there. Okay. So if I open this one, already I installed it. Now here, what you can do, you can lock a folder. Suppose you want to lock a folder from that desktop. Suppose that text folder you want to lock, you just select the text and press OK. Okay, so after that, you just close it. Now you tell me whether test is showing. Test folder is showing. No, this is not showing here. Short by name. Test folder is not showing here, so it is already locked. So in a particular folder, you keep your files, your text documents, and Word documents also, and you can lock a folder. So next time, suppose you want to unlock it, the procedure is very similar process. Just open it, provide the master password, select the file you have locked, and select unlock the selected folder, and now see your test folder is showing here. Okay, so this way basically what we can do, we can lock a particular folder. This is one option. Another option is, as you are very much linked with research oriented research, so it might be possible you want to send some information, one folder from one person to one person, and you want to set some password so that only that person can open it, no one can open it. For this case, what you can do, you have to set a password and you have to send the folder. Using lock a folder, it is not possible. So for this, what you can do, you install the software like 7-zip or Windows software. So from there, you just go in that add to archive. In that to archive, you will find the option like set password. Set password, just set a password. So I'm here setting a password. Okay, and fine. Now this is the zip folder. Now you send it anywhere. As it is password protected, you send it anywhere. So when the only authorized person can open it, because you know the password and that person is know the password. Now suppose this document I want to open, it is not opening. This document I want to open, it is not opening. It is asking to provide the password. It is showing the list, but it is not opening as you have set that password here. Okay, so this way you can lock a folder, you can send a password protected, password encrypted folder from one person to another person. This is one thing. Another thing is there, suppose most of the cases what we are feeling, this is suppose this computer. Now most of the cases, see in my computer, you see I have one drive, that drive is fully locked, and without me no one can open it. So this is fully encrypted. Now most of the case what happened, one pen drive is inserted here, and if I open that pen drive from my PC, see what we are facing the problems. Let me set the problems here. So it is now okay, fine. So if I insert that pen drive, most of the cases this latest operating system immediately opening that folder, immediately opening that pen drive. So this is immediately open. Sometime it may be possible my personal information, personal photo, movies, videos can be here. So what is our job? Our job is to lock our pen drive. Okay, our job is to lock our pen drive so that no one can open. Even some case what happen, if you insert the pen drive directly, virus will affect your pen drive. So see, for those cases what happened here, it is showing that space occupied, near about 3.5 GB space is occupied, but if you open it, then it is showing the folder is empty. Most of the cases what we are doing, if we see like that, then what we are doing, we are just simply formatting our pen drive. If I ask the participants, I will get 1 or 2%, they are doing this one. Definitely they are formatting the pen drive, but it might be possible that I have some very important confidential documents are there, but it is not showing. So basically this kind of things is doing by viruses, okay, or Trojans, as I mentioned. Okay, so they are executing auto codes, and whenever you insert your pen drive, as pen drive is directly opening in the screen, so the codes are also executing directly, automatically. So it is hiding your file. For these cases, there is one trick I'll show you, the solution I'll show you, and definitely if you remember this one, near future it will help you. You can help others also. Like suppose if you go in that view option, then you'll find options. In the view you'll get options. Just select their change folder and search option. There are two options are there. One is using the command. Using command prompt, if you write the command, you can access it, but I'm not showing the command here. Okay, I'm just showing the GUI, how using GUI platform you can do. Now go in that view, then here it is do not show hidden file and folders are written there. You just select this one and press apply. Then now again the folders are not showing. So there is another option see there. This one is called hide protected operating system files. Recommended is written there. You just select uncheck this one. This is checked. Basically, what is the meaning of this? See, in operating system, there are many important files are there. And if anyone knowingly or unknowingly they delete that particular file, the next restart, your system will not work. You have to reinstall the operating system. That's why it is hiding your operating system files. But what virus and hackers they are doing, they are setting their system hidden feature. This one is called attribute in your file and folders. So you cannot viewing normally. So our job is to uncheck this. The same message it is showing that if you open it, then it may be corrupt. Means your file will be deleting by someone. It is written. So you just select yes. So after retrieving your file and folder from pen drive, immediately you revert back the same setting here. You select checked in here, then only you can secure operating system files. Okay. Now here what I did, I unchecked it. Now if I click apply and okay, now here my files are showing. So see, this is one work folder is there, test folder is there, okay, and some files are there. Now it is showing here. So this way we can retrieve. Now you just go there and copy your files and folders and just suppose this one you required, you just start from here and paste it here. Okay, so this way basically what you can do, you can retrieve your file and folders. Now suppose for my case, this is not required for me, this is unknown things are there, so I'm just removing these things. Okay, fine. Okay, so for demonstration I kept some large amount of data here. Fine, now this one is okay. So again you set the previous setting, then your system files will not show, because some system files are also showing. See, here is showing the system volume. If you open your C drive, now here is some like Hyper file, page file, and swap file it is showing. So these are the very important files of operating system. Now if you delete any file from these three, then automatically next time onwards your system will not start. You have to reinstall your operating system. Okay, fine. So this is one thing, and if you use this trick, definitely you can retrieve your file. Format is not required. One more thing, this one is suppose now virus affected your pen drive, you retrieve your pen drive. Now what is your job? As pen drive is a portable device, so sometimes you are inserting the pen drive in multiple devices, multiple computer systems. So it is our job to secure our pen drive. If I secure my pen drive, then what will happen? If I secure a pen drive, then what will happen? Next time onwards, if you insert the pen drive, initially it will not open that pen drive. So I will show you how to set this one. So for this, you open control panel. In control panel, you will get this option, BitLocker drive encryption. BitLocker drive encryption. In the control panel, you will get BitLocker drive encryption. Just open it. Then you will get, suppose my E drive is locked, already showed you, I can lock the D drive also. Now I'm going to lock that removable data drive, means my pen drive. This one is off. Just click in that, turn on. Okay, so here basically what you will get the this one is to set the password. Okay, this is one option. Let me check the quickest way whether okay it is working. Fine. Okay, There's another option, right click also, you can select this one, right click and manage, no problem. There is one option is there, turn on BitLocker. Okay, turn on BitLocker. So here you set the password. Now I am setting one password. Fine. Now if I click next, then I'll get the option. So the option is that I have to save the recovery key, or bring the recovery key. So in my case, I select this one. Otherwise, I cannot go for next or not go forward. So for this, select save to a file, and I'm saving the recovery key here. Suppose in the desktop. Now it will be activated. Now it is activated. Next, then select next. Compatible mode, it is asking, yes. Operating system may be different, so it is required. Okay. So see, when I used it, now it is showing this one. So this is our job. Now while doing encryption for setting password, or while doing decryption, means removing password, never remove your pen drive. If you remove your pen drive, then your data will be lost. You are not able to retrieve your files there. Okay, so the best job is, first you remove all the data from your pen drive, set the encryption, and next time you paste your data there. Okay, so you have to wait up to 100%. When the process will complete, it will show encryption complete. Now your pen drive is secure. Okay, so it will, as only few 3 MB or 4 MB data is there, so it will be complete very soon. Okay, so two options are there. One is encryption to set the password, another one is decryption. If you go in the control panel, in the BitLocker, you will get that remove password. You will get the option turn off BitLocker also. From there, you can remove that particular password. But my suggestion is, in case of pen drive, always set the password. So in two ways you can save the password. First one is from virus, that automatic attack, and another one is from physical attack. Okay, because physical attack means, suppose you are using this one and someone knows that you have a pen drive, your fellow colleague will ask you, please give me your pen drive. From him or her, another person will take your pen drive. So it will go one table to another table. So that way also people can see your confidential file, personal photos, videos. So best practice is to secure the pen drive. So almost 99% complete, and 100% will be complete very soon. Okay. Okay, now it is showing encryption of F drive, means that pen drive is complete. Now close it. Now let's see the scenario again. Okay. Now you remove it again from here. So I'm removing this one. Then I am inserting this one again. Now what is the scenario? Now, as previously it opened directly my pen drive, but now it is not opening that pen drive. It is showing access is denied. As it is not opening, virus will not affect your pen drive, and no one can open it. Next time you have to unlock it, then only you can unlock this. In case of if you forgot that password, the option is there. More option, you will get the recovery key. In the text you saved here, the BitLocker text, you will get the recovery key. You just copy from here. You just copy from here. You just copy from here and paste it there. Sorry, and paste it there. Okay, and unlock. Fine. If you unlock, then it will work. Okay. Okay, fine. So this way you can protect your files. Fine. Another, I just give me 2 or 3 minutes. I will show another thing. Whether I am asking you whether you heard about fake WhatsApp account. Whether you heard about fake WhatsApp account. Most of the cases it is now, suppose we are using VPN, now even using VPN also it is possible to make fake WhatsApp accounts. And even who is making for WhatsApp accounts, they can use your number. Suppose you are using two numbers and you have one WhatsApp account and one is not in their WhatsApp list. Then that person can misuse your WhatsApp account there. They can create another account. So I'm giving you just 2 minutes. I'm just showing you how to secure this one. Bus. Okay. Just give me 2 minutes. So see, suppose my WhatsApp account, most of the cases already it is lock is there. Most of the cases, what we're doing, you just go there, then you will get the setting. In setting, in the security, just go in the security, then two-step verification is there. So two-step verification, initially you will get this one is disabled. If this one is disabled, then what happened? Someone can steal your OTP, or suppose using that fake VPN apps, they can get your OTP and they can create your WhatsApp account. But if you set enable here the password, suppose I'm here setting here the password. Suppose I'm setting the password. So next time what happened? No one can create my duplicate WhatsApp account. The reason is that whenever someone is trying to install your WhatsApp account, then WhatsApp is sending one OTP to your number. So that one is possible for that person using that VPN, they can easily get the OTP. But another thing is, as you are setting a second two-step verification, another password is only known by you. As you know that particular password, so that person cannot install your WhatsApp account. So this is my request to you. If you are using multiple mobile numbers always, and you are then you open that WhatsApp in WhatsApp and set that say in the settings, set the two-step verification, then your number will be not used by another person. Okay, so there are many things we have, but the time is not permitting us. So next time if we get chance, definitely we'll continue with more demonstrations. Sir, please.
Thank you, sir, for such a nice presentation. Any question from audience?
Thank you, Binoy sir.
I do not have any questions, but I will request Binoy sir, if time persists, then just to show for the web browser how to lock it. First you said that I have to download a software, that app lock, and then I have to do it, right? Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Okay,
Can you
now
just
if
show?
I
Can
show
you
this
just?
one, if I show this one, I'm showing you. If I show this one, then immediately I will be logged out from this meeting. Then I will again join here. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So so I am this one is how to set that app lock. Okay, so this one is already extension, as I told you about that extension, Chrome lock. This one is Chrome lock. In Chrome lock, you'll get this one, Chrome lock extension. Install it, then add extension. Okay, then it will ask you to set a password. Now, if I now give, then it will close. Then again, I will join. Okay. Suppose I am setting one password. This one ASD, and okay.
So actually, Binoy has logged out of the meeting to show.
Yeah. He was showing, and he will join again. I just wanted to see.
Yes, he's logging back. He's logging back.
Yeah.
Is this okay, sir? Any question?
Yes, Binoy sir. Yes. Now I can see.
Okay.
I just
So,
wanted to see practically.
so I think it is working. You can try it,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah,
It
yeah,
will
yeah.
work 100%.
Now it will be great.
Okay.
We are laymen. We are using so many things, but we do not know. And you know so much about
Yes,
this
sir.
thing. I'm painter myself. I know
Yes,
many
sir.
about paintings. Eh, uh, yeah. So yeah, this will help a lot. Even for
Yes,
the
sir.
mobile apps. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Okay,
you
sir.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Any question?
So today's audience are lazy to ask any question maybe.
Okay.
On the Saturday. So, so I think, sir, they have no question. So thank you very much, Niyadri sir and Binay sir,
Yeah, this, sir.
for accepting our invitation. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, it's a privilege participating in such workshops. We will request Tripura University to add us more into such workshops. We would love to share whatever we have the materials with us. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you to both of you for this wonderful session. I may